Hi, Lauren. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you. I just want to ask you a few questions as we have been working together, I think, since October last year. So, how do you feel now with your finances?
Yeah, it's totally changed for me. It's a different feeling. It's a different, I'm way more confident in it, and I'm not fearful of money anymore. That's for sure. I mean, I might get fearful of like, oh, I'm gonna spend on this, but it's not as daunting as it used to be. It's really much more, okay, I can figure out how to do everything I want to do without panic.
Okay. So you had, if I hear you well, like over more than 6 months ago now, and even maybe 9 months ago, you had more panic, anxiety. Is it correct?
I was so afraid. I never looked at my bank account.
Okay.
I didn't do my taxes for like 2 years. There were all these things that I just had a big fear of money, and I didn't even know it. It wasn't until we started working that I was like, wow, I'm really scared and I need to change that.
Okay. And what did you do?
I think just following all the steps that you gave me, little bits, and us getting it all organized and really taking the time to look at it, whether it was every 2 weeks or every week, and getting everything organized to all the different categories that there are. It just made me see where I was spending money and where I could cut back and where I could indulge if I still wanted to.
And was it a difficult journey for you?
No, I think the most difficult thing was getting over my my fear. But you're great with that. I mean, you just walked me through it and we take it. I felt like you took it down to small steps, and that made it easier for me. So I wasn't in the big picture of overwhelm.
Okay. And did you miss some date with your finances sometime? Because I know from even for me, sometimes, every week or every month is not that easy. Have you missed some dates with your finances?
Um, I'm not always as consistent as I'd like to be, but I definitely having the accountability with you has helped me be more consistent. But even on my own now, I take a look at my spreadsheet and then I download all my transactions and I see where everything is. And so I definitely use it more often than not now. And I definitely use it when I have to make a big purchase or something like that so I can see exactly where everything's going. Or if I want a future plan for something, I use it then too.
Great. And would you recommend to someone to work with me or together in this?
Definitely, I would. Absolutely. I mean, you're so sweet, you're so kind, but you're also super knowledgeable, super like the way you explain things is very easy to understand for everybody. And you can tell your heart's in it. And I think that is something else that is not typical when you see people. So I appreciate that part too.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you for sharing. And did we prepare these people just to tell the Indians we haven't?
No, she's like, hey, I want you to answer 4 questions. I'm like, okay, in the park.
Now it's important to have a feedback from the people I've been working with for a few months to know if their life has improved. And this is how important is it to share your experience, Lauren, because they can see your progress and they can see how you feel now and how you are on the journey, and we still continue together as well because it's a learning curve and every time it's a new things, and it's nice things to do, I guess. For you, for your
Yeah,
life.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. And there's a program I'm taking now that I wouldn't have been able to take had I not dated my finances for the year. And so, like, I may not have seen it then, but I see it now. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this again and again and again for the rest of my life because it just makes sense and it works. And it again, it's not so daunting. It's super fun, actually, which I never thought I would say something like that about finances, but it's super fun to like go in and play around and kind of see where everything is. So I have you to thank for that. So I'm really grateful for that too.
Thank you, Lauren. But thank you to you because you have done the job. You have done the work. You have been there. You have dated your finances every week. I've been helping you and guiding you, but you have done the work. So I would like to thank you and celebrate yourself.
Thank you so much. Go with her. You won't regret it. I promise you all.
Thank you, Lauren. Yeah.